G'day everyone and welcome back to another Aussie Investing Machine live stream. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. It's great to be back. Hope you've all been well. There's been a lot of movement in the market, so excited to have a look at what's been going on, have a quick look at my portfolio, and then talk a little bit about how Afterpay is doing, and also check out the crypto world. I've actually recently opened a CoinSpot account. Haven't actually purchased anything just yet. I'll show you what I'm thinking of doing, primarily with Bitcoin, but I'm just waiting a little bit before purchasing Bitcoin because of the technical indicators. So we'll go through that chart and I'll show you what I'm looking at and what my thoughts are. Be good to get your input as well. So feel free to drop a comment at any time. I'll get to all of your questions. So yeah, just drop a comment, let me know. I think maybe we'll start off with my portfolio. I'll show you how that's going. Things have recovered, so that's been really good. So maybe we'll jump in to that first. I'll share my screen. Just pull that up here. So over to Self-Wealth. And as you can see, top share at the moment is the iShares ETF. That's the hedged one. 25% profit on that so far. So that's been an incredible stock for me. Does show the power of ETFs and how well they can do. In second spot is Beach Energy, then Goodman, and then one of my most recent purchase, which is Polynovo, up 14%. It's been a fantastic buy at $2.70. Really strong company. Liking them a lot and thinking of topping up. I think I've got a bit over $3,000 at the moment, or went in at $3,000. It's now $3,500. Certainly would consider buying more. Still looking at consolidating the portfolio a little bit. Looking at the bottom performers, Kogan still by far in the worst spot. I do still have faith in them. They had another bad day today. So did the market in general, really. PointsBet still hasn't recovered either, but Northern Star has made significant improvements. They were down over 30% in my portfolio, now back to 14. So the fundamentals are coming through and they're coming back up again. And it dropped 3% today. So before that, we're only down approximately 11%. So big improvement. I think they'll do well. And PushPay is almost back in the green or in the black. So that's been positive. Cockula was my second last purchase, and it's up 6.5%, which is pretty strong. So profitable by $35 overall at the moment, which is a big improvement on where we were just a few weeks ago. So everything's doing well. What I would probably consider doing is maybe getting rid of Kogan. Although I do have a lot of faith in the company to bounce back, but I'd like to know your thoughts on that. What are you thinking? How's your portfolio looking? What have your top performers been? Drop me a comment and let me know. And what have your worst performers been as well? Really like to hear your thoughts on that. Evening BC, hope you're well. What do I think about the housing market at the moment? I've actually got a friend who's looking to buy a property at the moment. And so I've been, chatting to him and seeing what his thoughts are. It's definitely looks like it's overpriced, I guess. We know that interest rates are going to move up, and that's evidenced by a lot of the major banks. Their fixed term loan rates for 4 years plus has gone up. So they're forecasting in the next 4 years, we will see an interest rate hike. The RBA is consistent with this. They've sort of said we're holding the low rates for the next 3 or 4 years. So after that, I think we can expect it to jump. If you can wait 4 years, it's probably worth doing to see a little bit more value. And the other impact that I don't think has yet hit the market is an oversupply of property. Apartments, it certainly has. We've seen apartments drop a lot, but people are moving out and they're buying houses, so houses have done really well. Yeah, I don't know, I think there's probably some good deals on apartments at the moment, but in terms of houses, really hard to say where that will go in the next 4 years. Yes, we'll have interest rates go up in 4 years, but we'll probably also have net migration become positive again. We'll see what happens. So just looking, let's have a quick look at how Afterpay is doing. I pulled up this chart on Yahoo Finance because I think on the last stream I talked about looking at a bit of a technical analysis on Afterpay, and it's actually saved the scribbles that I made. Let's start with the moving average. I sort of indicated at this point here would be, that's the resistance line, and if it dropped through that line, you'd be waiting to buy on the upside. It got close to the resistance line, but it bounced at about $105, and we've seen it perform strongly since then. Looking at the MACD, which shows us the overbought and oversold conditions, you can see I indicated here the time to buy was when the arch formed by the bars breaks back through that line. And I'll just clarify, none of the information in this video is a buy or sell recommendation. It's just presenting the facts, and it's my own opinions, and this technical analysis actually comes from Phil Town's book, Rule Number 1. He talks about these 3 key tools and how to use them, so check out that book if you want to read a little bit more in depth about that. So you can see Afterpay's been oversold a lot, and it's starting to swing back to overbought conditions, and when that sort of breaks even is sort of an entry point, or a good entry point. You're meant to read them all in conjunction, and if we look at the stochastics, last time I sort of indicated when we hit the bottom and the lines crossed over, that would be a buy indicator, and that's happened. So we've seen the lines cross, the share price has jumped, the MACD has almost corrected and come into overbought conditions, so we're waiting for that first bar on the upside, and then we can see the correlating price movement. It's well above the moving average, it's bounced back up. So potentially Afterpay may not go any lower. That might have been the low point right there. Hard to say. You certainly would want to wait until the MACD swings in full before making a purchase. That would be the way I'd go about it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that as well though. Just see if we got any questions. The intoxicated investor: just bought my second investment property in the past 12 months. Impossible to source quality IPs. What do you mean by IPs? But in a rising inflation market, property is a natural hedge similar to gold, but better as an income producer. Yeah, agree with that. At 620 for Kogan, you've barely got a tradable parcel. True. I just hold Kogan, agree, huge upside long term, could even be an Amazon takeover target if they don't gain meaningful traction in Oz. Yep, agree with that as well. Great comment. What I might do now is just have a quick look at the Bitcoin price. There's been a lot of, we'll do Bitcoin AUD. So what we can see here, I'll just see if I can delete these. Maybe not, clear drawings, cool. So looking at Bitcoin, we've seen this massive rise over, sort of since November last year. And now we're starting this a bit of a slide. So we were up at 78,000 Australian dollars. It's now back down to 71, so it's already looking like a lot better value. Previously, the dip was at 59, and that's when I started looking a bit more seriously. Looking at the same indicators, we can see on the MACD, we're just about to enter oversold conditions. So like we talked about before, we're waiting for that arch to cross over, and that would not be a purchase point, that would be a sell point. Or if you're looking to buy, it means wait. And the stochastics, similar, it's sort of stayed high and it's bobbling around there. Again, for an entry point, would be waiting for it to get to the bottom and cross over. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to wait to see what the MACD does. If it shoots back up, like it sort of did over here. It was trending down, but it never got below the line, and then it bounced back up. That could happen just because of how overbought this was, judging by the lines. I'm just going to wait and see. I think it may have further to fall, but I could be wrong. So I've got a little bit of money parked in my CoinSpot wallet. I'm ready to go. I've got 4,000 in there. And yeah, I'm just going to track that. Had a bit of a better day today. Most coins have been in the green or in the black with positive growth, but I still don't think the story's fully unfolded yet. But I'm interested to know, have you got any cryptocurrency in your portfolio? What percentage of your portfolio have you got in crypto? And what sort of coins are you buying? Is it just Bitcoin and Ethereum? They're sort of the main two. Yeah, it'd be good to know if there's any other ones that you're interested in, some alternative coins that you think might be good value or have good growth potential. I've obviously seen Dogecoin, great article in the Financial Review. Had a massive surge. If we have a look at, I'll just pull up the chart for Doge. It's had a bad day down. It's not displaying very well. CFO, who's got it? Dogecoin AUD. Yeah, so a huge spike in Dogecoin, and this was during the time that everything else was tanking essentially. So big push by investors, just a bit of a freak investing scenario. Talks a little bit about it here and putting it into context as well. It's worth more than Ford and Kraft after that rise. The market value is over 51 billion, which is crazy. These are huge, long established companies that people have been investing in for years and years, and Dogecoin in the past week has just shot above them. Shows how really volatile the crypto market is and how much money you could make really if you could foresee or forecast a move like that. I mean, we've sort of gone from 8 cents to 40, huge sort of growth. Be keen to get your thoughts on that. Drop me a comment and let me know. And then finally, I wanted to talk about Afterpay a little bit, because we've had the news come out that they're going to shift from the ASX over to the NASDAQ, essentially in source of more investment. And they also talk about Australia being not maxed out, but the future potential for growth is definitely in the US and not in Australia for Afterpay. So for them, it makes sense to list on the NASDAQ. I don't know. I think Afterpay's got a bit of a cult following in Australia, and it's definitely one of the most popular stocks in Australia. Usually on Self-Wealth, you can go over and have a look at stock analysis page, and it tells you what the most viewed stocks today were, and it wasn't today. Zip was, but Afterpay is usually on this page. So many people are interested in the company, and so many people have had fantastic returns because of their efforts. A bit of a cult following. I'm not sure how popular it would be in the US and how much traction it would gain on the NASDAQ. Really got a bit of a home follower advantage, I think, on the ASX, but looks like that news really didn't affect the share price too much. And Zip apparently is going to be in a similar position, looking to take a position in the US stock market. So yeah, interested to get your thoughts on that. But yeah, so I think that might wrap up today's live stream. I know it's just a short one, but just wanted to touch base, get a video out for all of you, and hear your questions and comments. As I said, definitely dabbling into crypto now, waiting for the right signs to come for Bitcoin, I think. If you got any more questions, let me know now. Otherwise, I might wrap this one up. It's been great chatting to you all, as always. Hope you have a good rest of the week. And look, I'll try and get a video out again this weekend. We'll see how we go. I am away. It's been a busy period, so I know I've dropped off a little bit, but I will make a return to form eventually. But yeah, I think that's all from me for tonight. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next stream or video. Cheers.